Okay, so we're going to review box method using the multiplication worksheet you have in front of you. Question letter I. Yes, Stephen? Yeah, you don't have yours back. I have the, if you already turned it in, I have it in my binder. But we're going over this so that if you take it home tonight and your parents try to teach you standard algorithm or go, that's not how you multiply, you go, wait, go to the YouTube channel, look at how we're doing box method because this is the first method that we've learned. We've only learned to multiply 2-digit by 2-digit with box method. So we're going to go over it here so that you have it to help you with your homework, your parents have it to help you with your homework, and we'll do the same thing for standard algorithm, distributive property. Every time we do a new way, we'll record a video so that you understand it. So the first step with my box method is I need to draw my box, right? Yep. So I'm going to draw my box. Okay. And then I'm going to look at my factors of letter I, which is 85 times 62. So I have 85 times 62. And I want to break apart my factors. So let's stretch out 85. What does 85 stretch into? Moses? 80 plus 5. So I'm going to write that on top of my box. 80 plus 5. Then I'm going to look at my second factor and stretch it apart. What does my second factor stretch apart into? Carmen?
60 plus 2.
60 plus 2. So I'm going to write that on the side. I use the plus signs to guide me for drawing the rest of my box. So I know the plus signs, I don't multiply partial products with numbers that are being added together. So I've got a line here, got a line here. So now I multiply the factors. So I like to put my multiplication symbol up here to remind me where I'm multiplying. And it's just like a multiplication chart, okay? Just like an array, rows and columns, you go across and down, across and down. So let's start with 60 times 80. How many zeros do you see, everybody? 2. Make sure you put your zeros. Some of you forgot your zeros, the ones of you that have turned in your work already. I noticed in your partial products, you forgot some of your zeros. Don't forget your zeros. Okay, so then I have my basic fact in there of 6 times 8. 48, said someone behind me. Good job, Moses. So there's my partial product there, 4,800. So I'm going to keep going with my 80. I'm going to do 80 times what? If I'm doing it like a multiplication chart, what numbers and what number am I going to multiply 80 by?
2.
By 2. So 80 times 2, how many zeros do you see, everybody?
1.
1. Then my basic fact is now 8 times 2. 16. Good job, Carmen. So now I have another partial product, but I'm not finished. I still have 2 empty boxes. I multiplied 80 by everything. What if I need to multiply it by 5 now? So 5, using this, like 60 times 5, so that I hit every little corner of the box. How many zeros do you see? 1. What is 6 times? Now I'm doing times 5. Elena?
30.
30. So now that partial product is 300. Now, same thing. I'm going to do the 5 down and across like a multiplication chart. I know those arrows look kind of confusing, but I want you to see where the numbers go because some of you were lost in where to do the numbers. So now I have 5 times 2. What is that, Jalen?
10.
10. What do I do now with all of these products? Ready?
Add them all.
Add all your partial products. Now, this is another place where we can make silly mistakes. If we're not careful, we end up putting all those numbers together and adding them kind of silly. So I add little parts at a time. I like to do the biggest digits together, or the biggest numbers, not digits, together, and then the smallest numbers together, and then add those two sums. So let's see, we've got 4,800, place value is important, plus 300. Remember you're regrouping, all your same rules follow. 0 plus 0, 0 plus 0. 800s plus 300s. 8 plus 3 is what?
11.
11, so I have to regroup. So 1,000 plus 4,000 is 5,000. So I've done 2 of them. I also have 160 plus 10. Ooh, I could do that in my head. What's 160 plus 10 done in your head? What's 160 plus 10?
170.
170. So I'm just going to add 170 to this. 0 plus 0 is 0. 7 tens plus 0 tens is 7 tens. 100 plus 100 is 200. 5,000 plus nothing, 5,000. So your final product is 5,270 for letter I. Now the reason we do box method, it shows your place value. It breaks it apart. It makes it easier. I know it takes up more space, but it helps you see the little facts in there. We will do standard algorithm later this week, but you guys got it. Good work.